back to Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. I'm here with the coolest co-host in the city, my man, CL Nola. And we back Mondays right here at Loyola University, right here at the Loyola Studios. Shouts out to our crew. And speaking of shouts out, we want to give a big warm shout out to y'all for checking us out here live on Monday night, keeping up with the sports and everything.
Definitely.
In addition to that, we want to thank ESPN Baton Rouge for picking up the show.
Definitely.
So we could talk a little sports. And our sponsors, we want to take this moment to thank Small Sliders. They're located at 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana, 70072. Pre-order your party packs today. You can call 504-372-6644. Now, Small Sliders right now is closed. It should be opening back up soon. So we're going to definitely keep them in their prayers as they're recovering. They had a little fire incident 2 weeks ago, but they're bouncing back from that. Man, this has been a very interesting weekend in sports. NCAA tournaments are rolling. See, how many SEC teams we got in there right now?
We should have at least 4 left.
4 left, but we started with like 14?
Yeah, it was a lot.
Started out on the right foot. We'll talk a little bit of that. But while we're talking NCAA basketball, and, you know, we Southern boys, you know, represent Louisiana, the Blue, baby.
Definitely.
Go Tigers. And speaking of Go Tigers, we spotted a former Tiger on the sideline, courtside, with superstar Juju Watkins, and that was Jayden Daniels. So, see, it's the crazy part about this, right? USC star Juju Watkins sat with Commodores quarterback Jayden Daniels during the Mississippi State's first round of the matchup. Now, with California. Now, they do take on Mississippi State tonight, 9 p.m. If y'all want to check this superstar out. She's setting all kind of precedents, breaking records.
All world,
all everything. But she was smiling from ear to ear, sitting next to the NFL quarterback rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Offensive rookie of the year, should I say. She was smiling, bro.
Well, I mean, you know, to be fair to the ladies, and no disrespect, gentlemen, pause. I think it was an all smiles event, you know.
Yeah, he was bucked up too.
You know, obviously, you know, you can't go anywhere, you know, being Juju, being Mr. Daniels, you can't necessarily go anywhere without cameras and the attention being on you. So I would think in those type of situations, it should be all smiles because, you know, it's a fun time. We're both athletes, and athletes love to see other athletes compete. And, you know, obviously there is some competition going on for both of theirs attention, if you want to be honest. So I think it was an all smiles event, and regardless of, you know, what the naysayers may say.
Well, I know this person isn't necessarily a naysayer, but the mom agent, that's my girl right there. Shouts out to Jayden's mother, who
another smiling event.
Yeah, it was the camera angles for me, right? The internet is just a great place, so you have this split screen where it's them two standing next to each other, sitting next to each other, and they're just smiling.
All smiles.
And then the next, you see mom right in the middle, and it's like this picture, like she pointed at the camera, like. I thought that was funny. But hey, the USC Lady Trojans are handling business. They were victorious the other night, 71-25 versus 16 seed North Carolina. They do hold the number 1 seed. So I look at, since we're talking about Jayden Daniels, we could give a little football touch. He set the league on fire.
Definitely.
I have a question for you, and I thought about this on the ride here. Jayden Daniels' sophomore season is going to overexceed his rookie season. We don't see a situation like C.J. Stroud where they have him figured out like C.J. Stroud. Because I remember you were very vocal about that last year. He was like, hey, I'm telling you, brother, C.J. Stroud might have looked like that guy this year, but the sophomore slump is coming. And he didn't have the best year. I thought he still made it to the playoffs, but to your point, he didn't, you know, excel.
And when I spoke of the sophomore slump that I anticipated a Stroud to go through, it wasn't just primarily about him.
Right.
We're in the greatest sport of life. which is it's the ultimate team sport. And I believe that the NFL was smart enough to catch up. You know, they had 16 games worth of film. You know, Houston wasn't gonna surprise anybody anymore. You know, even the scheme, you know. And we all know that injuries play a part in every season. So I just had a feeling that it just wouldn't go off without a hitch for Houston. And as we speak about Mr. Daniels in his second season, the only reason why I don't see the second-year slump more in online for Mr. Daniels is for the simple fact that the Washington Redskins feels like it's a now moment. They feel like they're a player away, i.e. the reason why they gave up 3 draft picks to get a Marshawn Lattimore from New Orleans. The fact that they re-signed a Bobby Wagner for a 1-year deal to bring him back to cattle that defense, to keep that defense intact. I believe they believe that it's now, so they're adding pieces like a Deebo Samuels to that offense to add another weapon to help Mr. Daniels out in their quest to win the Super Bowl, because if I'm not mistaken, in his rookie year, they went to the NFC Championship game.
That they did, and he just set the league on fire.
Yeah.
You looked at the way he prepared throughout the whole season. They talked about his regimen, and that's why. And most people were second. And I was talking to my buddy Frank earlier, who may be joining us a little later. He's supposed to be stopping by to talk with us. He was talking about when mom has to continue to protect her son's assets. You understand what I'm saying? Like, dude, like you don't need any distractions. And this could seem a little overbearing. I know I would be embarrassed if this was a situation with me and my mom, like, had she was, being that type of way towards somebody I might really like. And you don't want to come off as a mama's boy either. So, I think that plays a role as well. But in regards to his play and what he's able to do, I agree with you. I think this year he's going to be even better.
Right.
You do have Scary Terry coming back. We talk about adding an addition of Deebo Samuels as you spoke candidly about. We're still looking at what they're going to do in the draft, but then you do improve the defense. You do have a Javon Kinlaw that comes in. You do get Will Harris from New Orleans, who I thought played exceptionally well.
Tone setter at the safety position.
Yeah. And then, too, we saw that last year, Washington was like a player or two away. There was like 1 or 2 players away from doing exceptionally well. So, I mean, big ups to them. I do. That was my last NFL employer. So
to even backtrack on that, they were plays away from the Super Bowl. Think about it's one thing to be one player away. It's one thing to be one player away. They were plays away from the Super Bowl. So to think that Washington doesn't feel like they're there right now, and there's maybe a free agent away, a signing away, a rookie contract away from getting over that hump. The reality is, obviously each team is different moving forward. I think the whole league believes that the Washington Commanders are headed in the right direction.
Y'all make sure y'all stick around. We got more to talk about, but for our next segment, we will be joined by legendary DJ Slab One. Y'all know DJ Slab One from his days with Cash Money, touring with Juvenile. I can't wait to talk to him about that, but also his legendary run with Q93 here in New Orleans. Well, he's coming back to radio, so I look forward to talking to him about that. I would be remiss, CL, if I didn't talk about our Lady Tigers, who are 3 seed. They're taking on the number 6 seed Florida State right now. 93-62, 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in the game right now. I want to say Flaugier has 13 points. Yeah, she has 13 points. Last year, Pope, she's playing, but she don't have any points. She got a couple of, assists from the field goal. Williams is doing exceptionally well, 28 points. Monroe, she has 22 points. I think this team is just as good as previous teams. I think this LSU ladies team could make some noise, go to the Elite Eight again, right? I think they could potentially make it to the national championship. I'm not saying that this team, and even, people coming off the bench like Jada Rashad scoring 6 points off of the bench. So This team is finding the numbers and it's spread out. Coach Malky's team is always working hard, and like Flage's new single says, she know what it takes. So,
okay, I bet you she do. You know, these young ladies, you know, I won't put a cap on them. You know, they can go as far as they choose to go. That's how confident I am of the Lady Tigers. I'm sure Coach Malky is just as confident for their success, but I do feel like this team is better than last year's team just for the depth that they have down low. Yeah. There's more presence in the post, and they obviously they have created more points in the post. It's not as much as making shots or getting buckets in transition. And I think the Lady Tigers are very formidable, and I think we're all sitting with bated breath to see what the Lady Tigers will do in Baton Rouge.
Well, USC takes on Mississippi State tonight on ESPN, 9 o'clock. Y'all check that out. And our Lady Tigers are winning right now, 99-63, as they coast through. Let's switch to the NFL. I want to open up also and just go around the league and some of the free agent deals that's going on that stood out. One deal that I think is interesting is the New York Giants signing Jameis Winston.
Jay Boo.
It's a couple things I look at, right? His leadership, the type of person he is in the locker room. Of course, he could support, right? He could be that quarterback if someone goes down. Could lead your crew of receiving corps. Everybody's going to gravitate to him. But Jameis had more views than the actual Super Bowl game.
Right.
He got more action on the Super Bowl game. And this is the thing. You're going to the Big Apple.
Yes, sir.
So just having him in that market, I think New York looking at this not only as a guy that could step in and be a leader in their locker room, but, man, that boy bring views, bro.
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious that we are aware of who Jameis Winston is and how he operates. We was lucky enough to be entertained by him through the years while he was in New Orleans. He comes back for the Super Bowl and obviously shows America that, you know, he has a job outside of football when it's all over with. To not put a camera in front of Jameis Winston is to miss must-see TV. I could be honest with you. I've been in enough rooms with him to know that, let alone with him having a camera following him constantly. But to get on the football side of it, I believe that Jameis actually has a chance to fight for the starting job, whoever they may draft or bring in, along with DeVito that they signed. They brought back Tony Cutlets as well as far as New York in their quarterback position. I think Jameis is smart enough to know that he has a number one receiver in Malik Neighbors, and maybe he should throw it his way more times than not. And we all know Jameis has an explosive arm, and he feels like there's no pass that he can't make. So I think it leads to an exciting situation coming up in New York. And we all know that Jameis, it might possibly be that the media in the Big Apple is not ready for Jameis because he's been waiting for an audience, a fan base, an arena to show his true talents, and that's that's in front of the camera, honestly.
Yeah, I look for he's probably a year or two left in his career, and I think he might as well just stay up there in New York. And think about how funny he would be.
They would be bidding for him
on like CBS Sports. I see Fox hitting him up. Everybody. I mean, well, Fox already, because that's who followed him around for the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken.
Think about this. Think how crazy they were about Gronk, right?
Yeah.
He's Gronk times 2.
That's right.
He's Gronk times 2 when it comes to being in front of that camera. And we love Jameis, but I truly believe he has football left in him. And if the New York Giants decide to protect a Jameis Winston, you're going to see fireworks with him and Malik Neighbors going deep this year.
No doubt. If y'all are just tuning in to Inside the Trenches, we're live here at the beautiful studios of Loyola University right here in beautiful uptown New Orleans. Feel free to follow me at BigFave504 on Instagram, also on X. You can follow Chris as well, CL _Nola on X and Instagram as well. Chris, we talked about a quarterback. I have to talk about the other quarterback that dropped $2.5 million on an engagement ring to Jilly Nyes, his now fiance. Talking about Deshaun Watson now proposed to Jilly, his girlfriend, with a diamond ring with more than 20 carats worth.
Count them.
Up to $2.5 million.
Count them.
Wow, that's insane. The Browns quarterback who signed a fully guaranteed $5 million deal, $5 million, 5-year, $230 million. Now, I mean, you got money to spend. I mean,
so
he loves her, basically.
Well, I won't speak on that. I don't think love has anything to do with.
Happy couple, man.
Well, yeah, they $230 million up. So I don't personally think about it. If he has $235 million guaranteed, is $2.5 million really $2.5 million?
Right. I mean, that is probably like spending. That is to the average person.
Right.
Like, and that's my girl a ring for like 20.
And that's what I want to give the average people a thought process. Right. Stop looking at it like he's an average person. Stop looking at it like he spends average money. He's $230 million up, guaranteed. Do you understand what guaranteed mean? That mean come hook or crook.
Guaranteed.
He got it. So yeah, he's got. I mean, he has generational money. Now, would I spend something? Even if I had that type of money, of course I wouldn't spend that type of money on a ring. But at the end of the day, he's young.
You're not Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and he's young.
Yeah.
And young sometimes rhyme with,
I don't know. It kind of rhymes with dumb.
Nah.
But he's past. He's not a Y. He's not a YN.
No,
right?
no.
He's not big bro. He's not big bro. No, I think he's big bro. He's like the later big bro stages, right? Right for Unc. Because what he's like, a little bit younger than Jameis.
I'm gonna say this. I won't even say who quoted this. I'll just say, money doesn't change you. Money only makes you more of who you are. So
I understand that.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, I can tell you one thing, baby. New Orleans Saints spent some money on Brandon Cooks coming in the door and looked like they spent a little money on bringing him back.
Yeah.
Our Arch.
Yeah, bring it back.
Archer.
Bring it back.
It's back.
Bring it
You're all right with the deal. You like the deal. You don't like the deal. You're indifferent.
New Orleans. I'm totally okay with the deal. For the simple fact is, I always speak about, as your GM, I talk about bargain prices. I talk about bargain deals. Last year, our 2 starting wide receivers pretty much went out for the year. And we were getting guys, in respect to these guys, a Mason Tipton, a Scanling that had got cut from 2 previous teams earlier in the year, a Pettis. These type of guys that's coming off the bench, coming off the couch to come play wide receiver for us in the National Football League. I respect Brandon Cooks. I believe that he can fill in just in case something happens. I do believe that he can still take the top off the defense. The problem that we had in New Orleans last year, we had a lack of depth. This is addressing the depth problem at a value price. I have no problem with it, New Orleans.
I'm okay with the deal too. And I know you're looking at the financial side of it, but
Definitely.
I'm big on the leadership side. He has been around the NFL now. He's played in the Super Bowl, has been traded, has played a significant role in the Cowboys receiving core.
Right. And this is what the average person doesn't know about Brandon Cooks. He's been in the league for 11 years, but this is his first time reaching free agency. He was traded from the New Orleans Saints. He was
to the Patriots.
Yeah, he was re-upped in New England. Then he was traded to, if I'm not mistaken, what? Dallas?
Did he go to LA at some point?
He might have went, but everywhere he went, he was either extended or traded. This was his first time being a free agent, and he wanted to come back to New Orleans. I want guys that want to play in New Orleans. I don't want guys that say, oh, well, this is my last resort. I want guys that want to play. And Brandon Cooks is a guy that wants to play for New Orleans. Brandon Cooks is a guy that can still take the top off the defense. Brandon Cooks is – because at the end of the day, we needed a free agent wide receiver. Mm-hmm. I wanted Keenan Allen, but I know Keenan wants to go back to Los Angeles by hook or crook. Right. So I want guys that want to play in New Orleans.
Yeah, he was in New Orleans 2014 to 2016. New England for that one season, 2017. The Rams 2018, 2019. I want to say it was either New England or the Rams who went to the Super Bowl. Right. Houston for 2 years. I forgot about the Houston for 2 years, 2020 to 2022. The Dallas Cowboys, the 23-24 season, and now back to the New Orleans Saints here in the 2025 season. So, I mean, you have a guy over 700 receptions, right at 10,000 yards receiving and 60 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's put up the numbers. He's still relatively young. Now, that's not the only signing that we had. The Saints also agreed to terms with Dylan Randuns from the Tennessee Titans, adding more depth to the offensive line.
Fortifying the offensive line. However many years later, whenever it happens, if it's happening now, I appreciate it. Let's fortify the offensive line. What I know about Dylan is he's had multiple snaps at right guard and right tackle. So not only just fortifying the offensive line, we also have another swing offensive lineman to the other side of the line as we brought back a Will Clapp that can swing as a left tackle or a left guard. Right. Now we have our swing right side with the Dylan that can play a left guard or a right tackle if need be. I like what Coach Moore is doing, fortifying the team, and once again, fulfilling the depth on the team that we lacked last year when the injuries hit us.
And you look at these guys, you evaluate them and play against them, you check the tape out to see if he's a good fit. You know, he spent a decent amount of time out in Tennessee. It was a second-round draft pick there. Right. So, overall, a good
Skins
deal.
On the wall.
That's right. Well, it's Inside the Trenches, baby, and we are rolling, baby. That is right. Enjoying ourselves here on this beautiful Monday evening in New Orleans, Louisiana, here at the Loyola Studios. We also want to take this time. We said thank you to Small Sliders, Marrero. We also want to take this time to thank Joe Picolo with Picolo and Ramos Realty. They're located at 1943 Sophie B. Wright Place, New Orleans, Louisiana. Hit Joel up if y'all looking to refinance your house, sell your house. If you just saying, hey, the market's crazy right now, I just need somewhere to stay, to rent, shout out where I was at, I need to move somewhere else. Hit them up. They'll get you right, 504-826-8426. Let them know that you heard about them right here on Inside the Trenches. Hey, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by legendary DJ, radio personality, my homie, DJ Slab One. Don't go anywhere. It's Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN Baton Rouge, live on their YouTube, baby. Hello. Welcome back, baby. It's Inside the Trenches. We live right here at the Loyola Studios in beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana. Yes. And yes, I'm coming on here laughing because we're having ourselves a good time. Right. Before I get too joked out, I want to take this time to thank Montero Motors. They're located at 1512 North Causeway Boulevard in Metairie, Louisiana. Look, let's be honest, y'all. Just getting y'all taxes. That car all busted up. The motors keep on, engine light coming on, all that stuff. Air condition don't work. Air condition not working well.
Fan belt fanning.
All over the place. Montero Motors got you. Hit my man Alberto up. You can check him out at monteromotors.com. And check out the ladies. You can go over there you could go over there with like $500 and be on point with Montero Motors. My next guest, especially in the city of New Orleans, shouts out to my Baton Rouge people out there. Not even there either. Really needs no introduction. Legendary DJ here in the area, connected to so many artists across the southeast region of Louisiana.
The world, man, the world. No.
Everywhere, yeah. The world, Craig.
The world, damn it, the world.
Our guest is none other than DJ Slab One. Ding, 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 ding.
What's up, man? Thank you very much. God bless y'all for having me on the show. I greatly appreciate it. What's happening, my brother?
Man, what's happening, brother?
Thank you for coming.
First of all, let me start off.
Yeah, please.
Is good.
All the time. Amen.
All the time.
Get that over.
All the time.
All the time. Yes. Let's jump right into it.
What's up?
After a 4-year hiatus, you're headed
my business.
Minding your business on trucks, DJing at parties, weddings, minding your business, going to baseball practice with the little one. All of that, you make your way back to the radio. 100.3 The Streets now have from 3 to 7 DJ Slab One. Tell us how that feel, my brother.
No matter, like the old cliche, no matter what you do, they'll pull you back in.
Right.
Look, it is a great feeling to be appreciated.
Truly.
Ain't nobody show you no appreciation till they pay you.
Hello, somebody.
and me and you talk all the time, right? I was minding my business. I said, I had my run. I had a great 17-year run with the other folks. Blessed. Don't have no regrets. Don't have no hard feelings. I said, okay, it's time for me to grow up a little bit, take care of this family, try to get this money, do some business, do my own business. And I was just over there. I commune with the people back on this side when it's time. But then after it was over, I went back over there. Mind my business, doing my grown man-ish. And then my great friend, DJ Papa, like y'all knew what was going on before me. I think you told me. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, all right, I hope they do well. Right. Papa, come on, look at it, bro. Look. They got such and such popping on. I put your name like 4 or 5 times. This is what we got to do. I said, we. I said, okay, bro, all right. So got that ball rolling and shoving with the pushing. And like we said, off camera, just be still and let God. Because I had no inclination. I had no reservation. Like I said, I was over there minding my business. Trying to get my money right.
That's right.
I got cheering.
Churn.
Plural.
But it's a great feeling. Like I got certain artists already called me. I'm like, dude, I don't start till Monday. I can't really do nothing right now. But I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Right. It's just great so far. Knock on wood, and it's even better. Talked to Spin outside, got my little music together.
Yeah. Look at that small. Look at God work.
God is working. He puts you in the right place at the right time when things are meant for you.
Right.
It can nothing stop the power of God. If that's for you, nothing they could say, nothing they could do, nothing. It's just, And I'm you know, I don't mean to sound preachy, but that's
that's real. Living testimony of it, my brother.
Well,
you are.
Well, I throw mine in at the same time. You know, it's never on your time.
Never on them. No.
It's never on your time.
Never on your
Hello.
time.
Never on your time.
Never on your time.
Brother, you don't need an introduction.
No, man.
But we have elevated to the ears of Baton Rouge.
Stand up.
Tell the people where you're from, bro.
Oh, man, Holly Grove, USA, New Orleans, 504 to the Me Show, 0017, you understand me? Been around there for a minute, been doing our thing since college, since our cousin Precise put us in the game. You know what I'm saying? People don't know, remember the legendary Big Boy Records? I was a gopher. I put the posters up. I DJ'd. I did whatever. I was the right-hand man to the man. You know, that's pretty much... You know, I was there when they handed me Pump the Party on the white label. Records.
Yeah.
Records.
Right.
Like, people don't understand. And I always say, big shout out to Partners in Crime, one of my favorite groups of all time. Man, I was in the club, I had to play that damn thing 13 times in a row. Wow. I tell that story all the time. 13. Man, you got to play a song 13 times. Because they're in a row. Mm-hmm. Nothing else live but that. You know, so I come from that generation. From there, did the promotions, you know, for a relationship with Juvenile and them, because I DJ'd for Cash Money for like 2 years on the road. Mm-hmm. You know, went to New York when New York was popping, when they had the Palladium and all that kind of stuff.
Come on, man.
You know, when you know, they had to check your mouth. You open your mouth, make sure you got no razor blades in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I had that thing in the bag, so they checked the wrong thing. So it's during those times. Then after that, you know, I was on the Rap-A-Lot team for a minute. I did stuff with Joe Johnson when he had his little record thing going on with the St. Louis for like 2 years, for like a year and a half with Gregory D, and then we set that off and came back home, saw the opportunity, was on the radio and done that thing, got let go from that. Got me a truck, tried to build me a little business, tried to build some equity for the family, for some longevity, and then boom, back.
Now, at that time frame, I want to back up a little bit. You were talking about your time with Cash Money, that 2-year run. Mm-hmm. Was this more? Is this like the 99 to 2000 run, or was it like? Wow.
It was album wise. It was the end of the first Hot Boy album, We On Fire. Mm-hmm. We was doing the Chitlin circuit. I would call it. You know, doing like all the clubs, the big clubs, the Hole in the Wall clubs. When the 400 came out, we elevated. Then when Jay-Z jumped on high,
I figured that was a turning point.
Right. It went off, and then when Back That Ass came out, that's icing on the cake. Like that was some of the best times, and I saw some of the most things, good things. You know what I'm saying? Like we from New Orleans, but we was in New York. We was in the Bay Area. I got kicked it with E40 with the Gorilla Milk, right? Mm-hmm. That's the chocolate Kahlua with the brown liquor and stuff. Oh man, don't drink that shit.
It's different. Huh?
Oh man,
it's different. Them bars different.
But you got to like we was kicking it with 3-6 Mafia,
right? Like
partners,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they sound. I'm gonna say it. They sound elevated after Play It While You Hating, because Fresh in that studio showed them how to run the SP12. Wow.
So he was in on that, like that production. Fresh basically co-produced that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know
that. Produced it.
So he produced that whole track.
Oh, okay. Play It While You Hating.
I remember
Play It While You Hating.
The first track.
Boy, BG and Wayne verse on it.
I remember the video.
Juvis too.
I remember the video.
Like we was there. That's a day stop in Memphis.
Play It While You
Hating. Like a day or two. We didn't stay long. We had a show, and then after that, they went knocked that out and stuff. Yeah, that's. Man, the Fresh bought that.
That's classic. No, I figured it was a collect because you could hear our sound in it.
Listen to the sound.
Yeah, it definitely got us in there.
Before that, and listen to everything after.
That's a good point.
Well, brother.
Yes, sir.
We here, we hear Big Boy.
Yeah.
We hear Cash Money.
Yeah.
We hear a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you done left, you done came back.
Yeah.
Tell the people not necessarily the artist that you looking to work for. What is the ideal situation for Slab One in 2025?
I don't know. Having fun, making money. I can't really, whatever I can put my hands on, Whether and I'm gonna probably be more aggressive now since I've been out and I can see what was missing and stuff. Whether that be in mixtape form, whether that be rapping, because I got a couple rhymes back there that I ain't never,
Okay.
That part, I mean,
some
yeah.
fools. Ain't nothing serious. It take me a day and a half to write me a hot 16, but I got you.
Well, in today's music, it ain't got to be too serious.
Right, facts.
Yeah, you ain't lying. I just want to have it make sense. I just want to enjoy my time, and I want folks to enjoy their time with me.
Right.
And if we could make a dialogue of that, let's do it. Pretty much, I ain't got no hang-ups. I just want to have some fun.
Right.
Because I always said this the greatest job. When I was at the other place, I had the most fun than everybody in the building. Because I broke the most rules. and not to go into no detail.
Right.
But I broke the most rules and try to elevate and continue the culture versus the corporate, right? Because when you with a large conglomerate, culture gets forgotten.
Pushed to the back.
We worried about numbers. We worried about numbers.
Right, basically.
And I'm like, we got the numbers. Let's do us.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think about that too. And you're coming back at a time where, music is really all over the place.
It's all over the place.
And it's crazy.
Oh,
but
boy.
what you and I talk about a lot is how you just mentioned it, bringing the fun back to radio, the culture. Like, the streets of New Orleans, and I think that is something I do appreciate about 100.3 Streets.
Yeah, it's
bringing it back to that.
It's the music directly represents the culture. It's not radio. Each radio has a format, and I don't want poo-poo on nobody, but you can manipulate the format to your area. To it's not just some folks look at it as numbers on a spreadsheet. Music as instead of saying, all right, taking the time and listening to see what these folks want, can we accommodate that? How does that relate to New Orleans? It's if you love what you do, it's easy.
Definitely.
And if you informed, you have to have the information, right? Even when 1,000 bytes of information is coming to us at one time with the social media, because there's no gatekeepers now. Before, it cost X amount of dollars to get in the studio and do this, that kept the riffraff off, right? No disrespect. Right. But now you got a computer and music, what the Apple thing is, music, whatever.
Yeah, Apple.
Garage Band. You get the damn Garage Band, and you come up with something.
All your stuff, they could come up. Man, it's crazy now. You could get somebody to make you a beat. Yeah, it's nothing.
Financial used to be the gate. It costs money to come in the studio as this.
Right.
Studio time. It costs money for the engineer. It costs money to send it off to get mastered. Now you can master stuff on your computer. Graphics. You had to send off to get that. You do all that on the computer.
That's right. Man, you know what I'm excited about too, Slab? Man, the local interviews. Like, I miss when you used to have Juvie and them coming in and just chop it up with you.
Right.
I that's one thing I know most of your core audience look forward to getting.
It's the first day I think I got something.
Right.
On
and that's what makes us glad that, we got you first.
Yes, yeah.
Because I know two guys that made 100.3 a lot hot before they decided to switch over.
Say that then. Respect to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
But just like y'all said, the opportunity. This ain't number guard.
This ain't number guard work.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just how it from us you used to be in there. Then we left. Now it switched over to the music station. Now look at the gentleman that they bring in to initiate they launch. You couldn't get a better guy.
Thank you.
Brother, I think
yes, indeed.
they got the right one. I'm
you.
excited about I interview people and I'm excited about the interview.
Thank you. Right? Thank you, dog. Like man, it's coming. And we have a real shot to do something.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's the thing about it. Like once I thought about it, I said, damn, like we might could do a little something.
Yeah.
Like we might could. Okay.
It's something. Now, I know there is a format that you used to having. Could you give our viewers, our listeners, like a sneak peek of something? I know you and we got a little something cooking for them, but outside of that, we'll talk about that.
Right? I'm gonna pretty much do, try it. The guy my boss wants me to talk New Orleans.
Okay.
Whether it be politics, whether it be street.
Right.
As long as it's, talk. He wants me to crack open the mic and talk to the dings about what's going on in the city. Right? And that would be my main goal. In between all of that, I'm gonna take elements that work for me. I'm gonna have a birthday song, birthday shout out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have, I told him I need a lot of prizes. You know what I'm saying? We got to give the people something. I'm gonna try to interact with the people, and just do my thing. And then Saturdays, me and my dog will get back together.
That's gonna be tight. You and Papa.
Me and my dog go do something. So I owe him that because he the one got me there.
Yeah.
I owe him to bring it back how it used to be and to have fun. And we just want the consumer, you listening, you.
Right.
We want you just to have a good time and appreciate radio again and not be caught up with the monotony and everything. I want to just have fun. I just want to talk to you like I'm talking like I'm your dog. That's my dog on
my dog right there.
Well, they say, why put Slab One back on the radio?
Oh, well, why not, you dig?
Why not, you dig?
Yeah, it does. And it makes me think about one time I really appreciated like the early 2010s.
Oh,
like that's what, man, it was on fire.
It was ridiculous.
It was crazy.
I was single.
Shout out to the family.
It was really ridiculous.
It was different time.
I was ridiculous.
and I get it.
My fat ass was ridiculous.
They want to relive that.
Yeah,
I get that.
I'm going to try to replicate that as best as I can with conditions.
There you go.
With conditions.
Well, we definitely have two great interviewers for you.
Oh, yes.
We got some guys you can interview.
That's man.
Sure. I got you. I got it. Put it on the calendar.
Most definitely.
It's coming. Put it on the calendar.
One thing Baton Rouge, because this kind of, it does all formulate. Like, we've been trying to get the ESPN brand Baton Rouge down here.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is really us cracking it into the market that they have out there in Baton Rouge. But one thing that I appreciate about, with you, like laying the pavement, like the first show I ever had was the Sports Report with Slab.
Wow.
So, I mean, I would rather you tell it how we used to do it, but man, we would record. I was playing for the Voodoo, yeah.
I called him up. What you doing? Look, talk about the Saints. That's pretty much how the conversation where everything was ad-lib.
Right.
Right. But at that moment, at that time, we had a lot to talk about because it was positive stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? We was, like I said, we won it in 2009, right?
Yeah, it was fresh. And we started this in like 12, 13.
So we still had a wave of positivity. Yeah. And then you had a wave of experience because this is a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, it was man.
So you had the inside, he had the inside scoop that you had to get like a Roll Brown.
Right, that's right, correct.
Shout out to Roll Brown. Yes, and then specifically, because nobody else was really hitting it but Roll at the time.
Right.
You had to have a Roll Brown to know what's going on. I had one better because he still know the dudes in
my teammates.
He know the teammate. And then my marketing thing was I have a champion on the line.
Man, bro, and look, it came on Sundays, bro. So I was coming out of church and boy, I just heard you on it. Because the old radio station was there. It was
right.
Yeah, but that was good times.
We just made it work. Like, it's just, I love my dog Wild Wayne. He had his stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. What could I do to not one-up him, but one-up him?
Yeah, right.
In friendly competition.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
It's what makes us us. It makes character. Competition is everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
There's a situation on the radio in New York that they have feelings about, and they don't understand.
Man, Jess Hilarious down bad.
They don't understand it's about competition.
She down bad. It's a job.
Better than you.
It's a job. Competition, number one. What you say? If somebody's better than you either step up or step out the way. And number two, it's a job, Ron. Don't nobody owe you nothing. You ain't got no position. You can say you put the girl on there. You ain't put nobody on there. If you ain't put nothing on her check, it's a job. Go sit your ass down.
This is America. There isn't a job in America that is promised to you the day you walk on or the day you walk off.
I'm living witness. Ain't nothing promised you, son.
Nothing.
Yeah, and truthfully, you want to put others on. Like, that's really like our service to the man above. Like,
and
if you could position,
give a better product to the people.
That girl was better. She had. She could read in different lanes. You in the comedy lane. This woman was a journalist.
Right.
And it does help if you could read.
Right.
How you get on I'm saying you on the net, and that shows you don't respect the platform you on.
And I'm glad you brought that up, brother. I think in today's world, we are more
entitled.
We're more generated towards people that's popular instead of somebody that's actually talented. And I think that's what actually happens.
Don't get me started.
The popularity overrules the talent in music, in television, just in general. I think a gentleman like you will get it back to the bottom of the map.
C.J. Morgan was and rest in peace to the legend. I sat under his learning tree every chance I got.
Mm-hmm.
That's talent. Yeah. He got trumped by the popularity of Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
And it's not even close.
On the cool.
In my opinion.
That's a good point, yeah.
It's not even close.
We've seen it happen.
It's not even close.
Monica Pierre, I'm just thinking about like
they had to go to another
stage. He had bits. He interacted with how many times you heard the chick you know on CJ's show either talking to him or winning stuff.
Yeah.
He had comedy bits like
talent. It was good radio, man.
It was real radio until corporate came in and streamlined. Corporate is going to pay. They're going to pay certain people certain money. Right. The rest of y'all don't make yourself popular because we're gonna have to let you go.
Man, that's real.
Because we're gonna have to pay you.
Yeah, and in layman's term, Steve Harvey sold books, which created just tore up his popularity.
Right,
It just rose it so high to the fact that there was an appeal for him, and someone like a C.J. Morgan that was local, that was homegrown. Eventually, they decided to move on to a situation like that because of the popularity.
And there was no reason. C.J. Morgan never had a dip in ratings.
Never.
It was just corporate, like you said, came through.
We gonna pay. And, I mean, it makes sense. Don't get me wrong. If I'm running a business, maybe I would think if I could pay this one group this amount of money and then scatter them across the country, that means I ain't got to pay 10 morning guys.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But in the sacrifice of that, a market like a New Orleans, I would say Atlanta, I would say New York, and even Houston.
Yeah, East Town,
Houston. These are and L.A., these are markets that have their own personality.
Definitely. Big boy.
Certain syndications won't work.
Yeah.
And they tell you, I used to be in meetings, they say you don't say that. I say, why? It's the truth.
Yeah.
Man, I'm in meetings. They don't say that, Slab. I say, why? It's the truth. Don't say that, Slab. I done heard that.
Don't duck the truth. Well, he's DJ Slab One. Slab, before we let you go, tell our people when they can tune into your show, when everything kick off, baby.
The 31st, 100.3 from 3 to 7 p.m. Like I said on the promo, I'm going to have 100 pounds of about 350 pounds of foolishness. I'm going to be talking to the big fine ding, ding, ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Just join me and let's have some fun. And God bless. I appreciate the opportunity once again. And boom.
Welcome
and look,
back,
check this out. His first interview coming back was with us, baby. So Slab.
Come on.
That's it, bro.
Welcome back, baby.
Welcome back.
I appreciate you.
Back.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome back.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. We live right here on ESPN Baton Rouge's YouTube channel. Y'all don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be joined by Braxton Blackwell, deep snapper, Southern University.
Okay.
All right. Talk a little NFL Pro Day with us. He's getting ready for his Pro Day. And once again, we want to shout out our sponsors, Robert Wolfe Construction and Real Estate. Remember, you can hit my man Robert Wolfe up at 143 Lapalco Boulevard in Gretna. Call 504-393-2445. Use code word Big Fave. Got them house elevations for you, baby. Hit them up. It's Inside the Trenches. We'll be back. Hello, somebody. Yeah, it's time to move your body. Welcome back. It's Inside the Trenches. I'm your host, Marlon, Favorite. I'm here with the coolest GM. He's just a co-host right now. He really, travel all over the United States looking at players and stuff. CL Nola in the building. And I want to take this time to thank our sponsors. I want to take this time to thank Lamarque Ford, Crescent City. Holler at my man Sheldon if you're an electrician, you need a new truck. You have a construction company, you need to get a few trucks. Holler at my man Sheldon. They're located at 6121 Jefferson Highway in Harahan. Fleet manager is Sheldon. His number is 504-734-3579. Let him know you heard about him right here on Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite. Well, a few weeks ago, me and my co-host CL, we went to the Legacy Bowl, HBCU Legacy Bowl. This is, I know this is your second year in attendance. I've been for 3 years. And, they had some very interested players there, and one of them happened to join us today on the show. He go by the name of Braxton Blackwell out of Southern University.
That's you.
Yes, indeed. Where Gulfport, Mississippi.
Sir.
Brax, welcome to Inside the Trenches, my man.
Man, thanks for having me, man. It's a good opportunity to come here and talk with y'all. I'm really, really excited.
Definitely. Y'all be sure to follow Brax on the social media at It's Brax on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you do your social media in at. So, okay, let's go ahead and jump right into it. When did you know you were a long snapper? Like, let's go from the beginning.
From the beginning. I didn't start out long snapping. Let's just talk about that. I was more of a baseball guy, like, my whole life. Like, everybody, like family, relatives, everyone just knew, they thought I was going to go play baseball. And I ended up long snapping my senior year of high school. And I just, I guess God just gave it to me and showed me that, hey, this is a talent that I can do. I started doing it and went and did it and, just got good at it and really started grinding towards it and got good at it and then went to the college level and just took off from there.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him about that, CL. I was doing my research on you, and it's really after you told me, man, Fave, I'm over here umpiring at this game. I'm like, umpiring? And then, I was just kind of, because we had, when me and Braxton, we got straight to business. I hooked him up with my trainers, and we got to get ready for Pro Day. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, wait, baseball here? So I guess talk to our viewers on ESPN Baton Rouge about the transition. Like, you were playing baseball, I'm assuming, through high school and maybe the
I played my whole life in baseball, and long snapping football, I never really played football until high school came around, and that's whenever I started really focusing on that. And I think what happened was just COVID, came around that time. I graduated in 2020, so I was like, man, like it really messed up my baseball, dreams of going to college because all the guys got an extra year back and was able to stay in their prospective schools and play. So then I was like, man, I got to find another route to go to. So then I started going to camps and stuff in long snapping, and one camp I went to, I got one scholarship offered to go play at a JUCO, Mississippi Delta Community College, and just went from there. And that's just kind of how I started my journey.
No doubt.
Wow. That is amazing, But a guy like me, I like to bring it to the beginning. This is a show that plays in Baton Rouge. You have representing Baton Rouge, especially playing for Southern University. Tell the people where you're from, brother. Yeah,
I'm from originally born and raised in Gulfport, Mississippi. Right now I'm residing in Diamond Head, Mississippi. But yeah, I grew up in I wouldn't say a small town, but it's like everybody in Mississippi knows what Gulfport, Biloxi, Ocean Springs area is. It's a really good place. Shout out 228, that's our area code, you feel me? You gotta love them, but I love the whole city. I rep my city all the time. It's just blessed to be able to represent my city and my family and everybody there.
Almost a two-part question. And I realized that you went to two other universities before you decided on Southern. What was the defining thing that made you decide on Southern University?
There was a lot of deciding factors. Previously, the head coach that was there, Coach Eric Dooley, was the one that reached out to me. I went over there and had a lot of great conversations with him and Coach Terrence Graves as well. And we just really got talking. It wasn't just about, football. It was just about life and, different things following, being at Southern and what Southern is about, how it's a standard. And, I'm just going about talking to them and just being close to home. And I'm driving home literally from the visit when I was there. And I called my dad and my mom, and I was like, man, something felt different about this place. Like, I was like, it'll be close to home. It's in Baton Rouge. we played LSU the next year, and that was always my dream school. So I was like, man, everything's just lining up. I felt, just felt like going there, and it was just like it hit me instantly. It's like God gave me that instinct to go there, and I wrote it out for 3 years, and I just loved it, man, all 3 years.
So what that was like, that was your first year y'all played us down there. I remember that. So what was that experience being in Death Valley? Obviously, this was a historical game because this is the first time Southern had played LSU. Right. I worked for LSU Sports Radio, so I remember them reporting that was the most traffic that we had after a game. It was a lot of people, but the issue was, you know how they do it at Southern, baby. They kept riding around the campus. Right. So what that was like for you?
That experience was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Like, growing up, I was a Tigers fan, of course. Just always loved LSU. And being able to actually experience playing on that field in Death Valley and having that dream as a kid just felt amazing. I'm just so thankful to be able to play in that because that was an amazing experience for me. And to play against some of the best competition. SEC ball, best of the best. So, like, why wouldn't you want to play the best? You know what I'm saying?
And for the people that don't know, I think that was the first time that I had ever seen a halftime show for LSU, obviously not Southern, but that was the first time I saw they actually played the halftime show because it was, obviously the bands were competing, respectfully. So I'm sure that was something to see.
It was, for sure.
Yeah, I remember, man, just going back to that moment. Usually during the halftime break, all of the journalists would get up and go grab something to eat and then kind of gradually make their way back. Nobody moved. Right. Nobody moved to go get anything to eat because they wanted to witness history. And it was just a surreal experience. I mean, you're looking at, in my time, in my stint at LSU, national championships, SEC championships. Right. But what stood out about this was the history behind it. These two universities have been basically neighbors for years and never played. Yep. And the fact that the game went down was pretty cool. If y'all are just tuning in to Inside the Trenches, thank you for tuning in once and for all, and forever. Thank you for tuning in. But we're joined right now by Braxton Blackwell. Be sure to follow him on the social media at It's Brax with an X, baby, at the end. I've been working with Braxton for a couple of weeks now, me and my good buddy by Phil. Man, how's it been training with Phil over the last couple of weeks preparing for Pro Day?
It's been great. Phil is definitely one of the best that I've seen in strength and conditioning. He's been really harping on a lot of things that I never really saw, and it's just really good to be able to have somebody like that in my corner to be able to be there and show me the ways, and it's been a great opportunity to be able to work with Phil. He's a great dude. Really good at his craft, he's detrimental to his craft, and it's just so cool to see that, and it's just helping me, and it's gonna help my future as well to be able to get in shape and be right.
Mm-hmm. So I'm lucky enough to know the New Orleans Saints long snapper Zach Woods, and I was lucky enough to meet his family. Shouts out to the Woods family, great guys. Is there a long snapper in the NFL that you follow, maybe try to modern your game after? Is there anybody you look at?
Speaking of Zach Wood, that is definitely one of them that I was going to bring up if we ever got to that conversation. Wow. I've been actually wanting to get in contact with Zach and see if he would ever want to come train, just to train, and been trying to hopefully reach out. I even DM'd him on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, to try and just, get a word out there. He's in New Orleans. I'm in Mississippi. I'm like 50 minutes up the road, so why not? Let's get the training. So, Zach, if you hear this, man, hey, let's train, man. Come on.
No, see, that's one thing I noticed about Braxton. Like, when I talk to him, he's on it, brother. Like, he wants to get better. He understands that it's a process. He's willing to go through the process. The Legacy Bowl has really given guys opportunity. I mean, you look at the pamphlet that they passed out, they talked about a couple of guys that made some active rosters. For a deep snapper / long snapper to get the opportunity to play in a bowl game like that gives you an opportunity. I mean, they had all 32 teams there.
Right.
Like, everybody brought a representative down to check you guys out. But talk about what an honor it was to get invited to that game because it was a short list. Like, it wasn't a lot of players on both sides.
Yeah, no, I was definitely excited because that week the all SWAC list also came out. And whenever I got invited, it was that week too. So I was kind of, under, the weather a little bit because I didn't get selected as an all SWAC player for the conference. And, I didn't try and take that to heart too much, just thought about it. And I was like, all right, now I know where I stand. Like, I got to get this Legacy Bowl invite and go from there because at this time, the season was getting over. We were going into the championship against Jackson State. So I was like, all right. And then literally a couple days after the all SWAC list came out, I got an email from the lady representative over the Legacy Bowl and got my invite officially. So that just kind of took all of the, breath off my shoulders and everything. I was so excited. I was like, man, this is awesome. Called my parents up and just so excited. And they was like, yeah, like they were just all excited.
Wow. And well-deserved, brother, because I'm aware that you were a two-time all-conference long snapper for the SU Jaguars, so well-deserved. Was there a moment in the HBCU game, combine, dinners, meetings, is there a moment that stands out for you in that experience?
Yeah, there was a lot of moments. I actually met some really great people over there. A guy named Juan, he was a kicker for the other team, actually, and me and him really made a really lifelong friendship there. After the game, we went out and hung out, had dinner in New Orleans, and just meeting him and getting the network with all these guys. Even my roommate, Austin Euler from Clark, Atlanta, met him too. We made an instant connection as well there. So, it's about connecting with people. It's not just about football. It's about connecting with people there. Football can only last so long, right? So, but it's about the connections you make there for the future that's going to matter. And just having those connections with them people really go a long ways in life. And I'm just blessed to be able to have those connections with them people.
That's one thing. He gets it, CL. Right. The end game for the NFL and just professional sports in general is about the relationships you get with the coaches, whether it's staff, support staff, your teammates, because a lot of these relationships circle back around. Somebody might be a CEO somewhere or may have a business that you need to partner with, and down the line, y'all, kept y'all relationship, which was key. Western Kentucky University, Southern University, almost like night and day, right?
Yeah, big difference. Big difference in weather, man. I went up to Kentucky. It's like 20 degrees, snowing every day. I'm practicing in snow. Come back to Baton Rouge, it's all hot. We're in 90 to 100 degrees weather, so it's definitely way different than Baton Rouge.
Atmosphere-wise, obviously Western Kentucky is a Division I school, like Southern is. Southern's Division I AA, so you have SWAC and you have they're FBS.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd, the atmosphere. I know Southern, you smell that Southern barbecue and the Southern dogs. Hello, somebody. But Western Kentucky totally different. You're northern. You talked about the weather. Weather stood out. I guess talk to us about the atmosphere as well.
The atmosphere at Western was totally different. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie to you. Southern University had the best atmosphere I've ever been a part of. Like, it beats any team. I can tell you right now, Southern University and their fan base is 10 times better than a majority of FBS schools.
Wow.
And I'm telling you that from the heart. I'm not trying to lie about anything, but that's the truth. Southern University has some of the best fans.
Yeah, man, I could imagine you having fun, man, because you stood out on campus, obviously. Right. But, you walk across the stage just recently. You just graduated.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, we definitely got to give him credit.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
We're not
that.
going to speed by that. That's huge. So, what you major in? What you finishing?
I did interdisciplinary studies in business and sociology. That's what I ended up doing.
Okay. Fire.
And that brings me to a question. Realizing that you were a baseball player and then you transitioned to a long, deep snapper, what do you think the baseball helped you with in football?
Definitely the wrist. I'm not going to lie, because in baseball, you use your wrist a lot, just like long snapping. In long snapping, it's just like being a quarterback. You have to use your wrist a lot to get a good spiral. So I think that was the biggest, same kind of similarities that they have.
Mm-hmm. That's tight. I watched some of your video. I watched some of your LSU tape. So you're running down there like, yeah, kick ass. And then you were working out the other day. Did you get that's the Duke right there, right?
Yeah, that's the Duke, man. I got that ball, nice little
that's
NFL
clean.
ball. It's pretty clean.
You got some snaps in with
Oh,
that
yeah,
one?
of course. Always.
Is it like really a big difference? I know you do have to.
Yeah.
In my opinion, from college balls is different, but I'm not gonna lie. I like the LSU. I like the NFL balls 10 times better though.
Right. I guess grip wise.
Grip wise, way better. Spiral wise, it spirals better. It's just my opinion on that. But some people might tell you different. Some people like the Nike Vapor Elites that LSU uses or Alabama uses. People like that. But I technically prefer that. So.
That's cool.
Your pro day is coming up, brother.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the day. I'm excited as can be.
Is there any team besides all of them that you're looking to impress moving forward in your?
Any team in particular? Not really. I just want a coach or somebody to be like, hey, I need you or I want you. Like, if, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like, if a coach wants me, bet. I'm there whoever wants me. Like, that's kind of how I sit. There's not a favorite team, nothing like that. Wherever a team will take me, I will go.
All the workouts are a bit different. I mean, for most of the positions, everybody's going to do the 40-yard dash. Right. Some guys do long jump, broad jump or whatever, vertical. For you, I know, for the specialists, it's a little different. For the D lineman, I know for us it was about the drills. Like, they want to see you hit through the bags. Explosive. They want to see you be explosive. Right. What's some of the things the scouts will be looking for you guys tomorrow?
I think they're definitely going to be looking at athleticism for one. And then also I think it's about not just your snapping. Like, you got to be very consistent in your snaps, speed, of course, in your snaps, and also blocking after. So that's the main things they're probably, I'm going to look for.
That's big time, man. It's because I ain't going to lie to you, CL. When I was around the league, even in college, them boys look like they're chilling.
Well, to the average fan, maybe the kicker and the punter, they chill a lot. But as a deep snapper, this young man has to run down on special teams and make the tackle if need be. So you have to have a level of athleticism. Are you looking forward to special teams in the National Football League, brother?
Of course. Of course. I've lived for that moment. Like, come on, put me out there and let me go. I'm going to go make a tackle. Like, what's up?
That's tight. I mean, it's right now, I just, as we wrap this segment, man, just know that this is the best moment right here. Going through the process. That's, you think back to it and, just getting you and E prepared for the next level. In my mind, I've been thinking about it. It's kind of like you go back. It's a reminisce. But it's like, okay, what I would have done different, what I did that worked. And the best advice I can give you is go have fun. The skill set is there. Enjoy the moment because you don't get this moment back. So, I think that's something that I think is most important than anything.
Brother, I just want to wish you all the luck. I understand that football is 90% mental, 10% physical. Clearly, you have the physical. Clearly, you have the mental. We were excited for you at the HBCU Legacy Bowl game. We're excited for you tomorrow, brother. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Man, anything you want to tell the people out there, man, what they can expect?
Expect the dog. That's all I'm going to say.
Come on.
Shout out my parents, though. They watching right now, too. So thank you, Mom, Dad, for raising me. Love y'all. Stepmom, stepdad, Brian, and Kobe. Love y'all as well, man. Y'all have always been there for me. Been my ride or dies, man.
He's super cool, bro. I'm telling you. He rocked the hats all the time, too.
Man, I was going to bring my cowboy hat, but I didn't know if I was wearing headsets or not up there.
I thought you was going to wear it, but I get the Southern hat rock, too, the baby blue.
Matter of fact, I had the Southern on yesterday, so it works.
It works out good. Well, he's Braxton Blackwell. Be sure to, like I told y'all, check him out. He's very interesting content. Right. He hopefully at the pro day we put some of the practice clips up with you snapping. Let me tell y'all something. We're gonna wish him luck. Take it to the next level, baby. The NFL is coming up. We want to take this time not only thank our guests for coming on, but I also want to thank our sponsors, Small Sliders, for all that they do for the show. Joe of Picolo Ramos Realty, Montero Motors, Robert Wolfe, and Lamar for Crescent City. Y'all don't go anywhere. We got another segment left. We're going to talk, like what Braxton was talking about, them LSU Tigers, but we're going to talk spring 2025 LSU Tigers. It's Inside the Trenches. I'm your boy, Marlon, big. He's CL Nola. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here at the Loyola Studios, baby, on ESPN Baton Rouge. Hello, somebody. Well, hello, somebody. It's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. I'm here with CL Nola, and we are loving it here in our Loyola studios. I know what y'all thinking in Baton Rouge. Big Fav, I know you're going to drop a couple songs in here. What you thought, right? I definitely think we're going to do some work in here.
Oh, you're down.
Not at all, baby. We're going to get it done. Don't forget it's going to happen. Man, great show. Shouts out to our two guests for coming on. DJ Slab One.
Definitely.
Back on the radio, 100.3. The Streets, 3 to 7, Monday through Friday, starting on the 31st.
Sliggity, slab.
The sling ding 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 dings back in the building.
They don't know what they can pay about to
It's about to be some fun radio.
Oh,
Slab back at it. And Braxton Blackwell, man, coming on,
Definitely.
getting ready. Look, right before he go get his dinner and go to bed, get ready for the pro day tomorrow. So good luck to him and one of our guests, Eric Hicks. They're getting ready for their pro days.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, it's so much to be excited about. I'm thankful for those guests. Also, I want to mention this. Be sure to like and subscribe to Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite. You can get our full episodes right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. But if you want to catch short clips from the show, you can check them out on my YouTube as well. And as I mentioned before, if you hadn't done it already, be sure to follow CL Nola on the social media, and you can follow me at BigFave504. And lastly, I think I mentioned this earlier in the show, but I want to mention it again. I know there's a lot of projects coming up. I know here in Louisiana we have several, Texas, Arkansas. If you're a construction company or electrical company, if you're into, I don't know, welding, whatever the case may be, and you need a mechanical vehicle, you have to make your way over to Lamarque Ford, Crescent City. Holla at Fleet Manager Sheldon Jordan, 504-734-3579. Mention to them that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches, and they got the good deals over there. Say, man, Big Fav sent us through. I know where it's looking good at right now, and that is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, baby. That's right. LSU has started off their spring ball practices. I want to say they're in week 2 of this. You have some, just to kind of give if y'all hadn't heard, I know a lot of our viewers check it out throughout the week or early on with some of our other shows like my main man Hunt. You have Jacob Hester and T-Bob A-Bear in the mornings off the bench. And, of course, our good buddy Matt Moscona on at the Further Review. So I'm pretty sure they talked about this all day.
Matt
covers
it. They cover it.
Yes, indeed. But the Saints talking about us right now. LSU, their first full team, of course, you got Gary Nussmeier, you have Caden Durham, Chris Hilton, along with Aaron Anderson and Xavier Thomas. That's your guys, your skill guys. On the offensive line, you have Tyreek Adams, you have Paul Malbingome, DJ Chester, Cohen Echoes, and Weston Dallas. Those are your new projected starters. Unless somebody stands out like in a major way, this is typically, going to be the starting lineup going into the fall. Now, CL, before we talk about the offense, I want to go on the defensive side of the ball, talk about some of the players. No, I'm sorry. I want to talk about the offensive second team, particularly the receivers. You have Destin Hill from Edna Carr. Remember, Destin was at Florida State.
Yes, sir.
You have Baron Brown, who's the fastest receiver in the SEC.
So right? I've been told.
So you've been told, huh? Kyle Parker and Nick Anderson. LSU is just loaded with talent in their receiving core and in their skill positions. When you think about the names I just rattled off, this offense could be the more high-powered offense in college football.
Well, Fave, they call it an embarrassment of riches. It's not a surprise that LSU is wide receiver U and still holding that title. Obviously, Mr. Lacey just left LSU last year, projected first-round talent. Who's up next? Is it a Mr. Anderson from Edna Carr, who had a great season last year? Is it the fastest man in college football? Well, at wide receiver, who knows? But the embarrassment of riches is a good thing to have inside of Baton Rouge, knowing that Mr. Nussmeier is on his second year. Is this a Heisman hopeful year for Mr. Nussmeier? It's the greatest team sport. They work hand in hand. I think we're all excited to see the outcome.
Oh, that we are. I mean, you take a deep dive into that team last year, just some of the games that we had, some of the challenges that we faced. Texas A&M, definitely game I know we could get back. You look at the Alabama game. I know that was one where it was like, all right, you could circle this as a loss, but it's just so many holes that we had in offensively. Jalen Milroe basically put up a highlight tape. By the way, he ran a 4.37.
He did, and in LSU's defense, it was a raining monsoon that Alabama game. I actually got wet that game.
I forgot about
Mr.
that.
Morrow was the only one not slipping out there that day.
I forgot all about that.
I did.
We did go back
I did.
and watch the rest of the game in the studio, me being Hunt. Big ups to them dudes there. They're the real MVPs.
Well, I definitely had to get some coverage, so I went upstairs for sure.
It looks like LSU is going to run a 4-3 defense, but I do think we may see a little bit of multi-D. I didn't get a chance to get out to practice, but I've been getting a lot of good reports of some of the young guys as well on both sides of the ball. I want to say, let's see, go here. I took some notes earlier. I wanted to talk about. You talk about talent in the secondary. DJ Pickens, standing out performance during training camp, has been impressing the coaches. I've seen him go one-on-one. The secondary, to me, last year was an area that was intact, but you always want to have depth in those areas.
Definitely.
Returning starters, you have Ashton Stamps. Going into his junior year, shouts out to Lil Top. You do have Mansour Delaney. We get him from the transfer portal, but P.J. Woodland did a lot of starting last year, too. I want to say he started in a few games, but had a lot of playing time. But we get Delaney from Virginia Tech.
Right.
He had 4 interceptions in 2024. We didn't get a lot of interceptions in our secondary. You see this young man making an immediate impact for the Tigers.
I don't have a concern with the DBs. I know they're in great hands with the DB coach. I know that there's a lot of plays to be had as far as DBs in the SEC. You know how I am, Fave. I don't like to judge nothing till the pads come on. And as far as DBs in the SEC, first of all, you got to be able to tackle, and that's what I'm looking for. Whoever's the more solid tackler, because I value more tackling than I do coverage, because there's coverages that we can use to take away certain things. Right. But if you're not tackling in the SEC, baby, they coming at you. So I'll wait to have my opinion on what those defensive backs doing this year.
They're coming to get you. In the SEC, boy, they coming to get you. Yeah, I mean, listen. Well, they coming to get you.
Shout out to Manny Fresh.
Manny Fresh on the track to beat Jizzle. We got to get the Cash Money boys up here, man. I know Wayne and Baby out of town, but they got to come on.
Yeah, and maybe Jizzle got a little time he could spare for us. Since we all filming uptown, we can't be too far away, right?
Yeah, we right here, baby. We ain't hard to find like
No, we ain't. Cross from the park.
Now, LSU defensively, a guy that I've been paying attention to is Jack Pybarn. He had us from the transfer portal, I want to say from Florida, left defensive end. He's somebody, in my opinion, who has SEC experience, right? And I picked up on the kid's personality. He's pretty funny.
He's a funny guy.
Don't have a lot of stats, but this system may work for him. We do lose Savion Jones to the draft. So it's an area of need that we needed to look at. Now, one thing I do like about LSU's interior line is we are starting to develop a little bit of depth, right? We have Ahmad Bro and Dominic McKinley. In my opinion, those two, to say that they were all true freshmen last year, they made some plays in the SEC. So I look at these young men as mature. I don't want to say that they're on the same trajectory as an Emory Jones and a Will Campbell, but their playing experience, we may be looking at 2 future All-Americans.
There's plays to be had out here, young man. It's all about the next man up. This is these guys' time. There's plays to be had. There's jobs to still be won. Because I know we just rattled off a supposedly starting 11 on both sides, but nothing is edged in stone. You still have the spring game. You still have everyday practice. This team has not really showed who they are as of yet, but we are all waiting for the spring game. That's for sure.
If you're just tuning in, baby, it's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. I'm here with CL Nola, and we're talking LSU Spring. LSU plays their spring game on April 12th. I want to say it's an early game. You do have, in my opinion, a team that's worth looking at. You know, you start thinking about the different new pieces. We talk about defensively, the different changes that we've seen. You have a Patrick Payton, defensive end. You have 2 defensive ends that came through the transfer portal.
Right. The other guy from Florida State.
From out of Florida State. He had 4 sacks last year. This is his second year as well. Now, the addition of him, I think, is going to be huge for the LSU's defense because you have a guy that's accustomed to making plays on third down, right? In 2023, he had 7 sacks. Last year, he had 4 sacks. He may be a key piece that we've been missing here for a while as well.
The one thing LSU does need is a guy that gets home. The last time, when we think of LSU, we think about them dominating, especially the heydays. We think about them dominating up front and on the defensive line. We think about great guys like a Marlon Favorite. We think about a great guy like Mr. Jackson. We think about great guys that played on the defense that actually got home, a Booker McFarland that made plays in the prime time, right, at Death Valley after 7 o'clock at night. And the young man that transferred from Florida State, I think he is ready for prime time, but I'll wait to see.
And it's worth, coming from Florida State, his 2 years, to 2023 season, remember what happened with that. He balled out that year. He had 7 sacks. And then, of course, last year, they did seem like a displaced team. Right. I've trained one of their DNs, too, Byron Turner, out of St. Aug. He's still there.
But they lost so much talent.
They did.
See, between the 23 season and the 24 season, there were at least 11 players that entered in the transfer portal when college football decided that Florida State shouldn't play in that bowl game. And we're not going to sit here and act like it didn't have a trickle-down effect. That young man went from 7 sacks to having 4 sacks. Could it be that the defensive tackles next to him wasn't as good? Could it be that the corners on the outside was not that good last year? Remember, football, and we're going to always drive that home, football is the ultimate team sport. I'm only as good as the man next to me that's doing this job to free me up to do my job. And so with that being said, we are all waiting to see what happens with this LSU team because just up front, they should be straight. But the guys that came over in the portal, a DJ Pickett, they're ready. They're ready. That's the one thing I can say. Coach Kelly is getting guys with skins on the walls that's ready to play in primetime football.
I think another thing, too, to look at is how this coaching staff has, I guess, I don't want to use the word mature because they're all grown men, but they, I guess, have figured out a way to work together. We thought it was a major issue with having co-coordinators with Joe Salone and Cortez Hankton. But you look at 2 great offensive minds, 2 guys that, if you look at the past 2 football seasons, you have a Heisman Trophy winner, you have 2 first-round receivers, potentially a second-round receiver coming up with Lacey. You do have another loaded receiving core coming back. Average 40-yard dash time in that receiving core is like a 4.37 or something crazy like that. But a player that I'm excited about this football season, he shined last year, but I think this year, he makes a lot of noise, especially with the position change to tight end, Trey Dash Green. out of Zachary. He's playing tight end. To me, he's like the Megatron of LSU's football team. He has the hands. He has the size. Probably gonna see him do the trip out dance more than anything else. I mean, that's
especially if he getting that end zone.
Oh boy, I'm telling you, this dude TikTok page is full of trip out there. But that's a deal. I hit the trip out early at singing practice. I ain't lying. I hit the trip out early.
For me, only on the weekend.
Only on the weekend. Only on the weekend. What's good? Hey, look, it's Monday, y'all, but we ain't here like it's a Saturday because we here live at the Loyola studios and. We're enjoying ourselves here as we talk sports. I mean, it's the midway point of spring ball. We're hearing some young guys making some plays. You hear a lot about the plethora of running backs we have. That running back by committee that LSU has always been known for. Right now, first and foremost, before I get into the running back crew, big shout out to John Emery. Coming back to college football.
Congratulations getting healthy.
We don't think it's going to be at LSU.
We never know.
We never know, but, here's maybe a Tulane, maybe a UL.
That Tulane situation might not be a bad idea with Mr. Hughes deciding to hit the transfer portal. So there's room for a running back, I'm sure, at Tulane.
Should be a good fit.
That running back room at LSU. It's no secret that I'm super curious to see what number 22 Harlem Berry has in store, because when you think of LSU, you think of the days of Billy Cannon, you think of the days of a Kevin Falk, a Dalton Hilliard, a Cecil the Diesel, a Leonard Fournette, a Vincent, a Joseph Adai, These guys all were in backfields filled with talent.
Yeah.
But they rose to the occasion and became that guy at running back. And I know they're gonna use running back by committee this year, but I'm still waiting to see who's gonna be that guy that shows up at LSU at the running back position, claiming that he's the man and he demands more carries.
We knew Caden Durham established himself as running back one. But you still have Caleb Jackson that's kind of been that guy who his freshman year showed us flashes of Leonard Fournette. Remember, he ran over the guy on the sideline. I forget who we were playing. It might have been a bowl game. But he's kind of fell into the mix of the running backs. We started to see John get more snaps. Of course, Josh Williams was the starter, and then we ended up going with Caden Durham. Just to mix things up. But you have the number one running back in Harlem Berry that's early enrolled. He's already practicing with the team, getting accustomed. I do think that we see these three guys play in so many different capacities throughout the season. I mean, you start off with your starter. This I ain't gonna lie, this running back crew remind me of the running backs when I first got to LSU. My freshman year, it was running back by committee. Now, Justin Vincent reminds me not necessarily of the size and the speed and the look and the play in the game, but the situation. Like Caden Durham, like Justin was that starter coming back the next year off their national championship run.
Sure.
But you still had Ali Broussard back there. You still had shifty guys like Sharon Carey and Joseph Adai. So you mentioned those guys early, and it's like, you know what? Frank Wilson might have him a little something here with this running back crew, because you have, when you think of Harlem Berry, you think of like a Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you think of a John Emery.
Right.
And
I know Frank wants, even though it's going to be running back by committee, I know Frank Wilson wants that one guy to stand above the rest. I know he wants a dominant running back that's going to say, you know what, I don't mind sharing the ball, but I'm going to show y'all every day that I deserve to carry it more than the rest of you guys.
No doubt. And if you look at it from the perspective of balancing out the running back room, being able to find those equal snaps. Okay, Caden Durham's your starter. You have him roll 2 or 3 series, then you roll Jackson in there. Then on the third down, you may roll with Harlan Berry. Then roll back to it's just it's important, and this is just something that I always kind of paid attention to. I think it is super important that, especially in this time, that you balance out the rep. You want reps. You want everybody to be happy. Right. Let's just call it what it is. You want everybody to feel like
stay engaged.
Yeah, getting their stats, getting their equal touches. It's not always easy to please everybody, but it could definitely happen. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. We got a little more time here, and I hope y'all enjoying. Remember to like and subscribe not only to this page, to the ESPN Baton Rouge page, but also like and subscribe to Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite on YouTube, and you can follow us on the social media, CL_NOLA on Instagram, at BigFave504. I want to give a big shout out to my folks here in the Loyola studios for all the support and just the studio constantly updating and upgrading every time we come in here. So Wes, Damon, UP, Spin, thank y'all for all of y'all input as well on the show. I want to wrap up with this LSU segment talking about the guys that are going to get drafted, right? When we start thinking about where the guys may land. So off top, Will Campbell, first round.
Yeah.
He'll be the first offensive lineman off the board. There's no discussion around it. I don't think we'll see any big blockbuster moves like that or anything crazy. You start to go across, I want to stick to that offensive line. You look at a guy like John Emery. Second, I said John Emery. Shouts out to John Emery. Emory Jones. Yeah, John Emery is coming back to play some ball again. But when you look at a guy like Emory Jones Jr., who could easily go second round, third round, it just depends on how
needs.
Needs and say, for instance, a team, it's the first round, and a team really needs a quarterback, but their second need is offensive lineman, left tackle, right tackle. He's still on the board. They're going to get him.
He could definitely be considered. They could definitely be considered two bookends. Obviously, one is a first-round pick. Even though lately I've been hearing the chatter of maybe Mr. Will might drop in the draft. Maybe some short arms type situation.
They've been saying that a lot.
Yeah, and I don't buy into it because this is the time of the year of the draft where there are GMs, there are scouts, there are people inside of organizations that would literally say something negative about a player, not because they dislike them or not because they don't like their film. It's because they're hoping that it would drop down to them so they can choose them.
Correct.
So there's a lot of disinformation going on in today's NFL, especially around the draft.
Yeah.
And I have problems with it because we've seen it happen over the years. But honestly, this is the first time I've heard something negative about Will Campbell, and I guess there's no player that's a finished product, so they have to find something to pick at. Yeah. But he will be a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, absolutely. They have Miles Frazier, fifth, sixth-round grade. You also look at Kyron Lacy, who would have probably been more of a second-round, third-rounder. Right. They have him falling in fifth or sixth.
Steal of the draft.
Steal of the ball. What?
Steal of
Gary
the draft.
Dellinger. He's a 7th-round potential priority free agent. Now, Mason Taylor Jr., we kind of project him to be somewhere of a first or second rounder as well. So it's going to be an interesting run for the Tigers, and I am excited about the spring game, April 12th, baby. We got to check it out, but we will be talking more about the Tigers in the draft. Well, that does it, man, for another great episode of Inside the Trenches. As I mentioned earlier, shouts out to our production crew. This show, you don't see us, you don't hear us if it isn't for UP, Damon, and my main man, Wes, in there. Shouts out to DJ Spin in there as well on production. My co-host, CL Nola, man, here every week representing. Y'all be sure to follow him at CL_Nola. Go through his page, you're going to see a whole bunch of polos, Saints jerseys, all kind of gear, but definitely check him out.
Sponsors are sponsoring.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of which, shouts out to Small Sliders, Joe Picolo with Picolo Ramos Reality, Montero Motors, Robert Wolfe Construction, and, of course, Lamarque for Crescent City. Well, that does it for another episode of Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all same time, same place next Monday, 6:30 p.m. Holla at you.